Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 this weekend. I'm Carrie Vick. The future of the Myrick Hixon EcoPark may be finally falling into place. It's been a turbulent issue in La Crosse since the Myrick Park Zoo was shut down years ago to make room for construction. News 8's Jenna Traum looks into the park's plans to finish what it started and what's at stake.
Carrie, this new proposed agreement with the city could allow the park to finish the project that's already been started. The deal, which still has to be approved by City Council, would allow the park to keep operating on city land for the next decade. That means the park would be able to start a major fundraising campaign to finish the 4 playscapes already under construction.
Jordan Rather took a pause in his morning run to look at this, plans for the future of the Myrick Hixon EcoPark. He remembers when this used to be Myrick Park Zoo.
It was like a hidden gem. Walking down here with friends and we discovered there was a zoo right here. It was sort of unbelievable.
But back in 2007, the bears and monkeys were moved out of their home to make room for the EcoPark.
City and state funding wasn't there to continue to operate a zoo. The habitat that was here was not very well taken care of. The city chose to close the zoo and the vision of an eco-park became apparent.
Instead of the zoo, 4 new playscapes are in the works: Wild Water, Forest Scramble, Farm Play, and Prairie Mystery. Each integrates hands-on play with lessons about nature. But the cash flow has stalled. All the city and state funding for the eco-park dried up this year.
People are wanting to see something done. It's been a while since there's been some construction and things going on here. We needed to have a long-term lease with the city before we felt we could go out and start raising funds to continue the construction.
The EcoPark has come to a tentative 10-year land use deal with city park officials, which still has to be agreed on by the City Council. And while some La Crosse residents like Rather are excited to see it become a reality, he's frustrated visitors to the new attractions will have to pay admission when the zoo used to be free.
I'm sort of irritated about the cost that it would be to come here, but the cost you pay can also produce an income to put back into Myrick Park. And so hopefully when we put back into it, the reward we get is going to be greater.
The EcoPark plans to open up the Wild Water and Forest Scramble playscapes this summer. For a time, there will be no admission charge for those 2, but once the full expansion is complete, visitors will have to pay to play. The goal is to have the EcoPark fully operational by 2017, but the executive director tells me depending on how much funding it gets, the grand opening could be a full year later.
And we just want to emphasize again, the city has not officially approved this proposed agreement that would allow the EcoPark to continue operating on city lands for another decade. It still has to go through several committees over the next 2 weeks. The City Council is scheduled to make the final vote on the deal on May 9th.